What is up, you beautiful people? My name is Lunsford, and welcome to the first ever episode of What Magician Podcast? That Magician Podcast. That is right. Today we are bringing you the first ever episode. Myself, your host, Tyler Lunsford, along with my co-host,
Gabbo Torres.
and today we are going to be bringing you, like I said, the first ever episode, and I'm super excited about this. This is a brand new podcast that we're going to be doing where every week we'll be bringing you a new episode that will probably be anywhere from 30 to 40 minutes long, maybe even 25 minutes long. Just depends on the topic and how much we have to say about it. But it's just something we wanted to do and, just start talking about magic more and let you guys in on some of the conversations we have. And this first episode, like I said, is more of an intro episode, and I'm actually going to be talking about how Gabbo and I met, and also we're going to be talking about each other. We're going to be talking about, who I am. Why am I here? Why do I feel like I can talk about magic? Gabbo's going to talk about who he is, why he feels like he can talk about magic, and we're going to go ahead and get on with that. I don't want to waste any more time talking. I'm just going to go ahead and throw it on over to Gabbo and let you go and introduce yourself, and actually just, if you want to tell the story of how we met, you can do that.
Sorry, how we met?
Yeah, it's a funny story. It's kind of crazy how it happened, actually, if we're being honest.
All right. So, last year I did a project called the Magic Pouch. And short story, when I started the project, I did like a giveaway on my Instagram page. And well, Tyler participated on it, and he just won the giveaway. And I don't know, like after that, we kept talking, and we actually met together. Like we went to a expo. Is that the
Yeah,
name?
it was the Penguin Max convention down in St. Petersburg, Florida, in May of 2019, I believe.
Yeah,
It's
that's
crazy.
crazy.
It really is crazy how it all came full circle. I was planning to start my review channel in January of 2019, which I did, and then I entered your giveaway back in like November or
I
December of 2018.
like when I started the project. I
Yeah,
think I like an Instagram, like I post on my Instagram story, like what are your goals for next year or something like that, and you comment on it and you say like, oh, I want to start reviewing magic. I don't know if you remember that.
I kind of remember that.
Dude, I just posted like it was on my story and I just like posted your answer
Wow,
and I shared it. Yeah.
that's crazy. Well, here we are. I started a magic review channel. I also started several other series. I mean, now I have a podcast with that person that I was talking to about the answer I had to your question, which is kind of crazy how things come full circle. It really is. But yeah, I won that giveaway. It was a giveaway for Switch, which we'll talk about in a little bit. And yeah, we just kept talking ever since then. I told you, I was like, hey man, I'll review it on my YouTube channel. At the time, I was just reviewing really anything I could get my hands on, and I was happy that I got it. It still sits on my shelf back there, right behind me, which I guess you can't tell the shelf's right behind me because I'm on a green screen. But anyways, yeah, it's crazy how we met, and we just kept in touch, and I got with Gabbo, and I was like, I just texted him out of the blue, like randomly. I was like, hey, we should start a podcast together, a magic podcast. And he was like, sure, let's do it. I wanted to choose someone that I was, that kind of, knew a bit about magic and could actually talk in like, a long form setting more than just, 2 minutes. But yeah, I'm excited that we get to do this together, and yeah, I'm going to quit talking about how we met. If you have any other questions, always comment down below, and also comment down below what you thought of this video, because we are trying to get feedback. Do you like the green screen? Do you want us to use the actual backgrounds we have, or do you want us to do something else? We are probably going to get some actual like curtains that have the brick wall printed on them that we might be using. So, with all that said, comment down below. Let us know. Did you like the episode? Do you like the idea of the podcast? Is this something you consider yourself like that you like, or that you would be watching on a weekly basis? Because if you don't want to watch it, that's fine. We'll make one episode and then we don't have to make a second one.
Yeah, right. I mean,
But
it's people.
yeah, I mean, it really just depends on the feedback we get. So hopefully people like it. I mean, I posted a poll on my story, and that was, I mean, overwhelmingly people wanted to see a podcast that I would start. So we'll see how it goes. Hopefully, it goes well, and I'll go ahead and throw it on over to you and let you introduce yourself and talk about kind of what you've done in the Magic world. Talk about the Magic Pouch, your releases, stuff like that.
Yeah, so my first release was I think it's 2016 with
Wow,
Switch. That's actually the product of the giveaway that
it
we.
was. That was the one I won. It's right back there.
I released Switch with Vanishing Ink in 2016, and yeah, after that, I think it was the Magic Tube 2017 with Twister Magic, and then I think it was with Sans Mine, or should I say another name?
No, nope. Let's not. Let's keep it as Sans Mines right now.
It was a download with Sans Mine. Um, I just forgot the name they gave it. It was like Pocket Spike, Spike Park. I don't know, but
Oh,
it's pretty good.
Pocket Spike Illusion.
Yeah. It's a pretty good effect, but I don't know, like they could have. It's not like well produced. I mean, anyway, but yeah, that was my third release, I think. And this year I released Priest Maiden with Penguin Magic.
Yes, that was awesome. I love the trailer for that. It was a nice little throwback trailer.
Yeah, dude, you know what's crazy? That I told like when on the expo we met, the Penguin Expo.
Yep.
That's the moment I talked with Sean and stuff to release some of my product with Penguin Magic.
Wow. That's crazy. And I mean, it also kind of shows because that just got released recently, right?
Yeah.
In the past, what, couple months? Uh oh. Connection
After the
issues.
expo, can you hear me now?
Okay,
I know
we're
it's like
good. We're good.
we're good.
Yep.
After the expo, I talked with Sean. Sean is the he works on Penguin Magic, and he
Yeah,
decide
e- exactly.
yeah, he decide which product they're gonna release with Penguin, like if it's good for them or not.
Yeah,
And
real quick, if you don't know who Sean Dunn is, that is the guy like Gabbo was saying, the guy who kind of he basically says, yes, we'll sell this, no, we won't sell this, unless it's something from Murphy's or whatever, because they pretty much sell all of Murphy's products. But like if you're an individual creator and you approach them with an idea, you're probably going to be talking to Sean Dunn about the idea that you have. But yeah, I just wanted to make sure people knew who that was before you got into it. But yeah, anyways, continue.
so I was like after the expo, Sean and I kept talking about some of my effects, and he was really excited to release Pierce Maiden. And so yeah, it took a while to for Penguin to release it, but it's out. Like I think it was like 2 3 months ago that it was released.
Yeah, and you pitched the idea to them back in May of 2019, so it took, over a year, or yeah, up to
Yeah.
that point, which kind of just shows how long it takes to get stuff out in the Magic world, depending on who you're working with. But yeah, which we'll get into that in another episode because we actually want to talk about releasing Magic and creating Magic and all sorts of stuff.
Do you want to talk about like how you started and like how you met Sean or something like that?
Yeah, I mean, me personally, I've actually only met Sean in person once, and it was at that Max convention that we went to. The
First
first
time
time That was the first
person?
time I met Sean in person. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. The reason that I have two downloads on Penguin is because I emailed Sean back in like 2015 with those tricks, and I tried several times with different tricks, and some of the tricks that I've been creating were I think we all have that moment where we realize that we didn't invent the double lift.
I mean, I think it happens a lot that we think we created something, but what we actually doing is discovering something that already exists.
Yeah, exactly. And I didn't submit the double lift. That's not what I'm saying. I didn't create the double lift. I didn't think that I created the double lift or anything. That's just an example because I know Illusionist talks about how they get the double lift submitted to them like every day as a creation. But no, I didn't submit the double lift. I did some type of like rough and smooth trick that was very similar to like brainwave kind of invisible deck, some type of rough and smooth that deals with similarities to that. And I was like, oh, this is original. Uh, no, it wasn't. Not original enough to go on their website. But eventually, after trying a lot more with several other tricks, I finally got to Distortion, which was my first ever release to the Magic World, which is just a download that I charged like $4 for, and it's such a I really should have charged more for it if I'm being honest because I really like that trick. It's such a cool little gimmick, and it's like a really customizable gimmick. And people sell stuff that's worse than that for like $10 or $15. So I really wish I would have at least priced it, like $8 or $10. I mean, it doesn't matter. The reason I made it that cheap is just because I wanted a lot of people to be able to afford it, and I wanted to see a lot of people do stuff with it. Which, luckily, it's done pretty well. I really like the concept of it. I actually got inspired by a Caleb Morelli trick, which was something that was included in like the Illusionist like gaff set with him and like Daniel Madison and who was it? Who was the other? Was it Ramsey? Who were the three? Or was it
Eric,
Jones? Eric Jones
Donnie Madison, Eric Jones,
and
Colin
Kalen?
Wiley.
Yeah, that gaff set that they put out. That's where I got the inspiration from. Was a trick in there. But then I got my other release out, which was GG, and that was something that I was just kind of playing with. That wasn't really inspired by anything. I was just messing around with cards one night, and I was cutting up cards, gluing cards, doing all sorts of stuff, and I was like, wait a minute. Did I just create a gimmick? And I had this little thing that I made, and I was like, what could I do with this? And we'll get into the creative process later, but that was a trick that I created the gimmick for, and then I realized, oh, this is something that could be used. Whereas Distortion, that was also kind of the gimmick that came first. And I have other tricks where the idea came first, but those aren't like public or anything. Hopefully I'll be getting some more downloads out there, maybe even one day a physical product. That's the goal, is to start releasing more Magic, but I want to release a Distortion or a GG like updated version with some new handlings, and
We
it'll
have
probably be like $10 or $8 or something, but it'll have more stuff in it. So maybe that'll be coming. So be on the lookout for that if you actually like keeping up with my creations. If you don't, I totally understand. I'm not that interesting, but well, actually, I think we're
the
pretty interesting, but it's fine
yeah,
if you don't want to keep up with us.
figure out like you wanted to be a magician, like a magic creator. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
how did you started like submitting to Penguin? Like, what's the backup story of it?
Yeah, so the way that I got into creating magic was, I honestly, and you don't get into it for the money. Like if you're getting into creating magic for the money, it, you're probably in it for the wrong reasons, cuz there are creators that make a living off of creating, but it's not like every creator makes a living off of their like one creation, or you know what I mean. You got to be like a prolific creator, someone that at least creates
Yeah,
stuff pretty frequently.
it's like
But yeah, I got into it because I was like, I really want to get my name out there and show people that, I love creating. I just love being creative. I love coming up with like different ideas for solutions to tricks, or different ideas for tricks just in general, and like premises of them. I think it's just really fun to sit down with, like, I'm a big gimmick guy, so I'm always like down to sit down and just talk to someone, like, and have tape, like scissors, rubber cement, like in front of us, and just like make a gimmick or something. Like that's just one of the most fun things in the world to me. It's just making gimmicks, and that's kind of where it started. Is I just loved making things, and that's kind of how I got into creating magic. And I actually was originally with, not with, but I actually shopped like at a magic company called Magic Geek for the longest time. I don't know if you know about that. Do you know about Magic Geek?
oh wait, dude, a magic gig? Wow, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so I won one of their giveaways like back when they
Ah,
were a thing. Yeah, I won one of their giveaways, and I was like, huh, that's interesting. Like, this is really
dude,
cool, and that really helped me out. I won a straight jacket from them and a couple other things.
Magic Geek. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I
Yeah,
remember.
which I've never told anyone that in public. I won a
Like,
giveaway from Magic Geek, which is pretty cool, I guess.
if people doesn't know what Magic Geek is, you just can search it on YouTube, right? All
Yeah, I
the
mean
videos are there.
the company shut down. They actually gave their YouTube channel to Vanishing Ink. So the Vanishing Ink Magic channel
Yeah.
is actually the old Magic Geek YouTube channel, which is kind of
Yeah.
funny. I remember when that happened. I remember seeing all the logos change to the Vanishing Ink logo, and I was like, interesting. But I really love Chris Ballinger. He was one of the main guys at Magic Geek, like creating the magic and doing all sorts of stuff there. And I loved his work, dude. He's so creative. I don't know if you remember him, but I love his work. He put out several effects. I do have them in my collection. But I love his work, dude. Magic Geek was just so nice. They put out demos of everything.
Yeah, I do have the I think it was the vanishing logo of a Sharpie. Do you
Yeah,
remember that?
yeah. It was
Dude,
a down. Yeah,
I have it and I think it's really good. Like I think
yeah.
I
It was
mean
really cool.
I don't get too much into it, but on that product it was the first time I get to know one magician one magic move. I don't know
Mm,
if you mention it.
yeah,
But
I know exactly what you mean.
yeah, so it was pretty nice to learn it from him and stuff.
Yeah, it was really cool. I thought that I mean, when they changed, they did like all sorts. They actually did reviews on their channel too. They did like a 60-second review show, and they did a review show where the people got to ask questions, and it was so cool. And honestly, I guess like deep down, that was one of my inspirations because I really liked that. Another thing was, I don't know, I loved Magic Geek, but once they shut down, they transitioned over to Vanishing Ink, like their YouTube channel. Not like Magic Geek didn't turn into Vanishing Ink. Like if you're watching this and you're thinking that that's the same company, it's not. They just gave their YouTube channel to them. Um, but what I was gonna say is I actually went over to Penguin after that, and they had like and I'm pretty sure it's still there, like the little like orange box with the penguin in it. He's like hatched a great idea. Think it could be the next
Yes,
big thing. I was like, what's this? So I clicked on it, and then I started creating magic, and I was like, I'm gonna submit it to Penguin. I submitted a few things to the Wire, and nothing ever got accepted on the Wire. I don't know if you remember Theory 11's Wire.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I submitted like I think it was like two effects, and yeah, I didn't get approved.
Yeah, it's weird though, because I submitted the ones that I had like got Penguin's approval. I submitted Distortion, which got Penguin's approval, and I was like, oh, well, if it got Penguin's approval, it should get Theory 11's approval. So I went to
I
them.
know.
Yeah, I went to them, and they were like, yeah, we're not gonna take this. So I'm really kind of, I mean, I guess I'm grateful that Penguin took a chance with Distortion and put it on their website. It's still on there if you want to go get it. It has 100% 5-star reviews, which is pretty cool. Um, but yeah, I really like that Penguin gave me a chance. So thank you, Penguin Magic, honestly, because they did help me out with getting my first thing out there to the public. And I mean, it's only a download that was like a homemade download, but still, as a creator, that's a big moment when like you get your first thing out there, even if it's home produced or like self produced. I don't know. It was just like a really big moment for me. I really enjoyed it. I remember the exact moment of like where I was when I got the email saying it had been accepted and like what I was like having to do to upload the video and stuff. And it was like a really cool moment.
When you get when you submitted the whole distortion thing.
Yeah, I remember like when I got the email saying it was accepted and all that stuff.
Well, how old you were?
Oh, how old was I? I was 15, I think.
15. When is your first magic product? Your magic download?
I guess so. I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
my first Magic download on Penguin, I was 15. No, was I 14? No, I think I was 15. I think I was 15. It was
Yeah.
in 20. I think it was 2015.
15.
I can check
Just
on that. Let me see. I'm actually kind of curious now. Let me see real
so
quick. Yeah,
so
you talk
magic
about something while I'm looking this up.
is fine. So Magic Geek was the first magic company you discovered.
Yep, Magic Geek was the first Magic company that. Yep.
Yeah, I think the first one for me was Theory 11.
Really, what did you discover over there?
So when I started getting into magic, I was buying stuff from eBay or Amazon,
Mm,
and uh, I started to buy products that they actually had like logos of magic companies like Illusionist, Theory 11, and I was like, wait a minute, what is this? And I just went to the website like Theory 11.
mm.
Oh, magic company, and then I saw.
It's crazy. It really is, man. It was really cool. I mean, always getting into Magic is a unique story for a lot of people, but I think. Oh, and real quick, I did just confirm. I was 15. I got it. That was in July of 2015, and I was 15 years old. It's pretty cool. But yeah, so I was 15 years old when I got Distortion out, and yeah, just the first moment of finding a Magic store and just getting into Magic in general is so cool. I mean, you're kind of clueless because you have no idea what to buy, or, like what to get, but which is kind of why I started this YouTube channel is to like give people like a kind of like more help when you're buying a product or just doing something in the Magic world, and also for entertainment purposes because I want to give people something to watch and just enjoy and take 10 minutes out of their day, whatever, just to not focus on life but focus on just fun Magic stuff. But yeah, I mean, I guess if you're watching this video, you already know who I am, so I'm not gonna really spend a lot of time on that. If you don't know who I am, then just watch my videos because you'll figure it out through them.
Distortion.
Or yeah, or go check out Distortion. Man, the when I man, I look younger than 15 honestly in that demo. I'm surprised as many people bought it as they did because I feel like people don't really want to buy Magic from a kid. You know what I mean?
Oh, for sure. I mean, there is. I mean, it depends on the people, but in the community, there is people like that. Like,
Yeah.
it wouldn't surprise me that someone say like, "Oh, I'm not gonna buy that from a kid," like. But shit happens.
Yeah, it does. And if you do want to check out Distortion or GG, the links are in the description of this video because I did like shoot an updated video where I look a little bit older in the demo and the tutorial. So you can check that out at my website, which is tylerlunsford.com. And that's actually funny because I actually, as of right now, no one knows about tylerlunsford.com when we're filming this because I haven't made the video about it public yet.
Oh,
Yeah, I know. Um, but
of the
I
web
won't talk. I won't talk. What?
of your website, you mean?
Yeah, no one knows about TylerLunsford.com yet. Which I'll just go ahead and say it because by the time that this video goes up, the video is gonna come up later today, or either it's already come up today about what TylerLunsford.com is. But definitely go check it out if you haven't seen it already. It's my new website where I'm gonna be basically just it's my personal like new website. Like Beyond Perception Magic was really fun. I learned a lot from it, but I want to brand it more like as me, not Beyond Perception. You know what I mean?
Yeah, makes
Yeah,
sense.
and that's I just wanted to be more about me. And so if you want to go buy the merch that I just released actually today, if you want to go buy the merch, if you want to go buy any of my tricks, if you want to go buy some playing cards, anything is appreciative, and I appreciate anything, I really do. And just thanks for the support that you guys have shown me so far. And yeah, something really cool, and it's free shipping on the merchandise, so that's cool too. But I'll let you go ahead and just talk about stuff that you're working on right now, and we'll probably wrap this up pretty soon since this is just the first episode, the intro episode. But yeah, just talk about what's going on with you and maybe where people can find you and stuff like that.
All right, so right now I'm working on a few effects that maybe I'm gonna release one of them on this December. I don't want to get too much into it. Um, but yeah, you can find me on Instagram just like Gabbo Torres with two B, two R. I don't know. Maybe you're gonna put my name on the
Yeah, your
on the
your
top.
name will be somewhere on the screen, and it'll be in the description. Like people, yeah, there will be a link for Gabbo's Instagram in the description.
Just search for my name on Instagram and you will find me. Um, but yeah, that's pretty much it. Like, if you wanna find out my latest release, that is Pierce Maiden. You can check it out on Penguin Magic. I'm pretty sure if you put my name on Penguin, you can find my other releases, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah, and I think another thing is that we're probably going to be doing this, like I said, like every week. So this is just the first episode, and this is like a podcast that's not going to be guest based. Like that's what Live with Lunsford is for, is I have guests on there. But for this podcast, it's pretty much just going to be me and you, talking back and forth about things, like interesting topics to us in the magic world. And you'll find out more about those topics soon. But I will say one more thing. I have people asking me a lot because the Magic Pouch website's no more and the Instagram isn't really a thing. So where can people buy the Magic Pouch products still, or can they even still buy them? Because I have people that comment on my reviews for them. So if someone's curious about the Magic Pouch, because I've done a review on several of the Magic Pouch releases, but if someone wants to buy them, do you still make them? If someone like reaches out to you personally, or how would they go about that?
Yeah, so I mean, I still got message from people asking about like the Magic Pouch project, and yeah, actually, right now I'm not like I don't have any of them in stock. I just have in stock the Lego brick pouch. I'm
Brick
not
bin.
gonna yeah, I'm not gonna talk. I'm not gonna get too much into it. But yeah, I have a few copies of that, but that's it. Like I'm not actually like making them right now. For now, I'm not making them right now. But maybe in the future, I don't know. Maybe.
Cool. Well, you can stay updated by watching That Magician podcast here if you're curious about whatever each of us are doing. But like I said, hopefully we don't want to come across like, this podcast is uh, necessarily about us. But like I said, it is not a guest based podcast. This is a podcast where we talk about like our opinions and our views on magic topics and things in the magic world and just giving our experience and the knowledge that we have, may it be large or small. But just I'm really excited for this podcast. We're about to, I think we just hit about 27 minutes. So with all that said, Gabbo, if there's anything you want to say, just to go ahead and before we sign off, what do you think? Or what did you think of this episode?
I think we're ready to go. I think.
I think it's
What do
good
you?
too. I'm excited. I'm excited, man. After we get this, we got this first episode done out of the way, and I think that this has potential, and I'm really excited to dive into other topics that aren't just about us. Like I said, this episode was pretty much an intro episode to the podcast, to who we are, our experiences so far. But yeah, I'm really excited to get into the podcast, talk about some more in-depth topics. Next week, we'll be talking about a topic that is very, I'd say, kind of popular. I mean, a lot of people want to know about it. I'm pretty sure we're going to be talking about the creative process, which is pretty cool, and creating magic. So look forward to that. The link for next week's episode will be in the description down below once it is live. But with all that said, I've been Tyler Lunsford, and
Gabbo Torres.
we will see you in another episode of That Magician Podcast next week. Take care. See ya.
Bye.